like losing. I don't want to ever lose. Like that's like a trauma for me.
So how pissed?
We got action. He spilled the beans. He spilled the beans. Shakur Stevenson lets the whole world know what his biggest fear is, his trauma, PTSD. What would give him PTSD? So in this video, I'm going to break it down for you good people. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. You dig? Shakur Stevenson, upcoming fight with Teofimo Lopez. Hopefully, it is a good fight. I'm kind of warming up to the fight. Initially, I was like, man, because I'm not even on no hating-ish. I don't do that. But for me, I feel like fights like this could be tricky because both guys are kind of counterpunchers. Shakur leads the plus minus. Teofimo, he's athletic, he's explosive, but he likes to counterpunch too. So sometimes you have two fighters that nobody wants to take the lead. They could be like chess matches, but almost too much of a chess match where round 1, 2, 3, you start getting around 4 or 5 territory where they're just neck and neck. And, you know, both fighters are like uber reactive. Both fighters are not trying to make a mistake. And for me, y'all know, if you follow me long enough, I'm not a fan of like rock'em sock'em robot type of fights. Like, I don't care about that at all. Like, to me, that could be boring because it's just too repetitious and it's two brain dead zombies punching each other. That's not what boxing is about. So I get that. But my favorite style is a boxer puncher, like a well put together fighter where they're doing some good things on the offense side, but also defensively, and it's well balanced. And you got guys that are like that, or guys who are like really athletic, like Roy Jones and David Benavidez, and they're aggressive. And their aggression kind of helps in their speed and hand speed, and it kind of helps the defense along, right? So David Benavidez might not be Pernell Whitaker, but you got to deal with so much presence and like output that guys like that almost don't get hit as much because you're so worried about them fast hands and stuff like that. So that's kind of the sweet spot for me. But Shakur Stevenson absolutely spilled the beans in a brand new interview with AB, not Adrian Broner, but Antonio Brown. Now, I thought he was facing like a manslaughter charge, so I didn't even know he had a podcast. But Shakur says, and I quote, "I think my trauma is losing. I don't ever want to lose. When I was a kid, I lost." You know what? I'm just gonna play it. I don't even know why I'm reading y'all. I know y'all like my voice, but roll the clip.
I think my trauma is like losing. I don't want to ever lose. Like that's like a trauma for me. So I don't want to ever lose. Like I don't want to ever lose. Like, I don't want to ever lose. I don't want to ever lose. Like that's like a trauma for me.
So how pissed off? Like you one of them kids, if you lose, you just gonna cry, go crazy, kicking stuff over.
When I was a kid, when I lost in the Olympics, that's why they got me crying and shit on the
video.
TV.
I saw that.
Yeah, but it's like
nah, it's hard.
The man Antonio Brown said crying on the camera. I saw that. I saw that. It's hilarious to me.
Olympics, that's why they got me crying and shit on the
video.
TV.
I saw that.
Yeah, but it's like
nah, it's heartfelt. You take
it's
it
the
for real.
Olympics, and it's like I lost in a fight that was like this. So like honestly, I think like losing is my biggest pet peeve. I work so hard to make sure that shit don't happen. If you going against me and you beat me, you're a bad motherfucker, because this is going to be very hard for a nigga to beat me.
I love that.
I think my trauma is like losing. Losing.
Shakur said, hum don't want to lose. Hum upstairs, hum downstairs. Losing. He ain't trying to lose. That's his trauma. Yo, now, I don't know exactly how to feel about that. Like, on one hand, I'm super competitive. Like I ain't even gonna front. I'm great at what I do because I put in the work. I put in the work. There ain't no way. Ain't nobody can tell me, like, there's a lot of people that be like, oh, boxing ego, he that, he this, but guess what? They not finna outwork me. I know that. They can say whatever they want about boxing ego, but I promise you, they not finna outwork me. They're not gonna put up crispier videos, better audio. Their voice ain't better. They not taller. They not nut. Like, bro, I'm him. Or as Shakur would say, I'm hum, right? So I'm super competitive. I don't like to lose either. But I gotta be honest, maybe the way he articulated it, that bothers me a little bit, or not bothers me. It don't bother me, but worries me is a better, because when you have those like kids back in the day, there's these kids that don't like to lose to the point where they like flip out and like almost mentally unstable when they lose. Like, I had a friend named Mark, right? And my family had Sega Genesis back in the day. He had a Super Nintendo because y'all kids are spoiled. Everybody got their own cell phones and they got iPads and stuff. Back in the 90s, back in the day, it wasn't even like that. Your family was lucky to get, a Nintendo, and then that was it. And then years later, you might get a Sega or a Super Nintendo. Let me know in the comments your experience, but a lot of people, they didn't have both. They didn't have, like, you might have like a Nintendo and a Game Boy, or a Sega and a Game Boy or something, but you didn't have Game Boy, Sega, GameCube, SNES, Super Nintendo. You know what I mean? A Wii. You didn't have every single system. There were a couple people that their family maybe could afford that, but it wasn't like that where I'm from. But anyway, the guy named Mark, my friend, I would win in, let's say, Street Fighter. We used to play Street Fighter or Mario Kart because I didn't have a Super Nintendo. I had a Sega. My family had a Sega. So I would go over his house because they had different games like GoldenEye and all that. But when I would beat him in GoldenEye, Mario Kart, Sega, I mean, not Sega, but Super Mario or whatever, he would like start crying and flipping out and get mad. And then sometimes back in the day, people used to get like a backpack, and pack their console into the backpack, go over to their friends. We were kids. We knew how to hook it up real quick, hook it up and play. And then sometimes he would come to my house and bring his console. And then when he would lose so bad, he would like start like crying, I'm leaving. And he would just pack up his stuff and leave. You know what I mean? Or if we were at his house and he was getting whooped and he couldn't win, he'd be like, the game's cheating, oh! And like throwing his controller and unplugging it, and like he would just freak out. It was like you remember that video, The Greatest Freak Out, where the boy was like, yeah, and he shoved the remote up his rear. I know it sounds crazy, but just go on YouTube for The Greatest Freak Out. Bro, he was like unstable. Like, I don't know if he's a serial killer now. Shout out to Mark. But he was unstable when he would lose. So the way Shakur is talking about, oh, I don't like to lose, to give me trauma and stuff like that, the way that make me kind of question, like, what happens if you do lose? Like, what if T.O. beat you or whatever? Are you going to ever be the same fighter after that? Because some people, I can't speak on this for Shakur because I don't know what it's going to be, but some people who are like that, they take it to heart, and if they do get beat or embarrassed or whatever, they'll start making excuses. They'll blame everybody. They'll start firing like Shakur fired his grandfather or something, and they really don't know how to take it. I watched an interview that was surprising. I told you one of my idols is Kobe Bryant, and Kobe was talking about, they're like, oh, you like to win so much. How does it feel to lose? And Kobe's answer actually surprised me. He was like, oh, it's exciting. And it sounded like the host of the podcast was kind of caught off guard too. Like, what do you mean it's exciting? A person as competitive as Kobe Bryant is saying it's exciting to lose. And he's like, now, it sucks. It sucks to lose, but it lets you know you have things to work on. It lets you know you have things that you need to shore up. So whether you win or whether you lose, the process should be exactly the same. This is what Kobe Bryant said. Rest in peace to the Black Mamba. And I always loved that. And I resonated with that. You can't get too high on your wins and you can't get too low on your losses. You got to be somewhere in the middle. So when people are like, win, 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 I can get it from my competitive edge and like how I feel. Like I understand ain't nobody want to lose. But for me, I can only speak for me. I had to calm down in my real life. I had to calm down the competitive stuff. Not that I'm not competitive, but I used to get like angry and like beat myself up when I would like make a mistake or I thought I could have did better or whatever like that. But as I gotten older, I'm more on that what Kobe was talking about. It was like the process, whether you win, you see what you did right, and then you build from that and see what you could have did better, and you build on that. Or if you lose, the process is the same as a win. You still got to wake up, put your pants on the very next day, and do everything all over. So don't really get lost in that shuffle. Not saying you should not be competitive and want to lose, but at the same time, don't lose your mind in that. You know what I mean? And the way Shakur said that, it reminded me of someone who's the opposite of what Kobe said, that somebody who may not know exactly how to process it if they lose. Like you already seen he had the greatest freak out when he lost at the Olympics. No, I don't like to lose. Like, bro, he was going through it. And he was like, you did good, and do you hold your head high? No, I don't like to lose. And I get it. You know, I understand you're competitive and, you know, the Olympics come around every 4 years. You ain't nobody want to lose the gold medal match, but it happened. Like Floyd cried too, but he I don't know, he talked different than Shakur. He built up from the loss. He powered up and got right and got righteous. And, you know, he was like, I study Floyd too. And he'd be like, I don't even process loss. I don't even like put that in my brain that I could lose. These dudes can't beat me. You know, I eat Taco Bell. I eat Taco Bell. I eat McDonald's. I do what I want. I give me a bean burrito and an enchilada. These boys still can't beat. I drink cola. I drink soda. They still can't beat me. Hard work, dedication. At the end of the day, right? You know what I mean? Like Floyd's still that boy. But Shakur, like, man, I don't want to lose. And that man said trauma. He said it's trauma if he were to lose. So that, to me, that's a little bit concerning. We'll see what happens in the TO fight. I've told you guys already, I think it's a competitive fight on paper. If Shakur blow him out, I'll give him a lot of props. I'm picking Shakur to win. I've already been on record saying that. I think Shakur's just more consistent. But with him saying the stuff like losing, if it's not that I don't believe T.O. has anything to offer. I think he has tools to offset what Shakur does. So it'll be interesting. But if that point ever comes where Shakur loses, it'll be interesting to see how he embraces that. Because what Shakur just did reminds me of my friend that I told you earlier in this video, Mark, where Mark would flip out when he lost and want to pack up his game, and he didn't want to play no more just because he lost. I remember we were playing Street Fighter, and back in the day, if you did the same move over and over, they called it cheesing. And he was like, oh my God, oh my God, you're cheesing. You just keep cheesing. Because I picked, this is so petty. He was like Blanca or something, and I pushed his character to the edge of the screen, and then I picked M. Bison, and they had M. Bison with this move where Bison did this little slide, and he would just slide like that, and he would just keep doing the slide. And if you timed it right, the person, every time they would get knocked down, and if you timed it and kept doing that slide, if you timed it perfect, and I got it down to a science where I just kept doing the same move and wouldn't let the dude get up. And my friend Mark was P.O. He was livid because he was like, you're cheating. Oh, you're cheesy. Because I just kept running that Bison. And I was hitting it. ah, nah. And I just kept doing the same move. And his power bar was like bloop, 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 bloop. And then I won the game, and he like flipped out through his controller, unplugged the game over. I don't want to play, go home. I'm like, bro. So that's kind of what Shakur is reminding me of Mark. But anywho, let me know how I did in this video. For all your boxing news, analogies, real life, all that, use my link me. Follow me on everything. 2026 is up. Yeah, it is. Live streaming can be tough, which is why I use StreamYard. Click the link in the description for StreamYard, which is an awesome tool that enables you to set up your stream with ease of use. Get great results with live streaming. It's what I use. Stream to social media with ease with StreamYard. Live streaming is here to stay. Engage with your audience using StreamYard. Great way to reach out to your audience and connect. So you need a tool that can do that. If you're new to YouTube and you're struggling to get views, one tool I can provide to you is TubeBuddy. I've been on YouTube over 10 years. I use TubeBuddy daily to crank out videos just like this one that you're watching. Learn how the pros do it with TubeBuddy. YouTube receives a lot of traffic, which also means a lot of creators, a lot of people putting out content. So you need to learn the ropes so you know how to separate yourself, especially if you're new, but even if you're a pro, use TubeBuddy. The link is in the description. Get more views, more subscribers, and a higher click-through rate, so ultimately you can realize all of your online goals. Use my affiliate link in the description and grow your channel fast.